actions are not perfect today, I should check my heart every time. Every time. Every time. Why am I doing what I'm doing? There is no stage in your Christian walk that your sacrifice does not please God. Because at that point, God is not looking at you according to how much of him you know. He's looking at you from how much of him you seek to know. Hey. Oh my God. I'll say it again. At that point, God is not looking at you from the standpoint of how much of him you know. He's looking at you from the standpoint of how much of him you desire to know. What is the manifestation of your quest to know God? Very clearly, prayer, study, fellowship, and the desire to do the things you find while you study. A quest for God makes that men do the unusual until they find him. Why don't you think that God, who knows what you need before you ask him, should just supply the need and not wait for you to ask him? Is anybody thinking like that? Ooh, because God's highest commitment is not to give you. His highest commitment is to make you. The entire idea of God is not to supply your need. The entire idea of God is to raise worthy sons out of you so that you can represent him. Now get distracted by that. You want it. And be looking at me like, I know you have what it takes to give that to me. And I'm going. Why? Because you didn't ask. Right? So I keep moving. Is it because I don't have the ability to give you that? No, help me now. Is it because I don't have the ability to give you that? But as far as God is concerned, because you did not ask. He said you have not because you ask not. James 4. That means with God, it is available does not mean you can have it. In that conversation that is happening between the man who asks and the God whom he asks, God does not desire to take this and give him. God desires to take the nature that creates this and put it inside of him. And if he gets it without asking, he will lose the drill that gives him the divine nature. Does it make sense? So, the Bible says before you ask, he knows. But the Bible says while you yet ask, he answers. Now, to ask means to acknowledge that there is the ability in the I am to produce that. And every dimension of I am that you behold, you become. That as a fellow governor with Christ on the earth, what he expects of you every time is to ask, Lord, give us Nigeria. It seems like time is passing. But every drill we have been through, sir, was increasing the nature in us to be able to handle that covenant. Ooh, I wish somebody heard me. Let me try the other side. Lord, give me the nations. Every drill you were going through with God was building in you capacity, not only to collect that nation, but to collect nations. That's why you notice that with God, if you got it right, the moment you get it, you never step back. It becomes a new threshold. There must have been a day in your life when 5,000 was the normal allowance in your pocket. If you ask the Lord and he brings you up to 50K, you will find out that from that level, you never return, except in a season of test. And in the season of test, it becomes clear to Satan that you are bigger than that level because your heart does not move. Okay.